Okay, in the last lecture, I told you we will be discussing now about the deletes. So how we can remove any element from the list, and these operations we'll be seeing now, right? So I'll be directly using the VS Code now. Let's say here I'm having a one list, and the list is looking like this. I'm saying my list is equal to, and let's say the list is something like this: 45, 60, 78, 89, 45, 67, 89, right? So this is my list, and I can say that this is the list of integers because all the values that are present here in this list are the integer values. Let's say if I want to remove some of the elements from here, so how we can remove it? So one of the thing we are having here is that's called the pop. I will say pop, right? Pop is one of the operation. First operation we will say that's pop. Getting this point? So now if I do something like this, I am saying my list dot pop, and I'm not passing anything here. Then I am printing my list. I am saying my list, I will say print my list here. Now check the output, what output you are getting here. Let me run it. Now the output that you are getting is 45, 78, 89, 45, 67. That means this last one 89 is gone from here. So you can assume here this pop is taking the index values, and by default the value of this index that is present here inside the pop, that is -1, right? If you want to visualize it again, so let me keep here xyz, and if I will run it again, so you can see here xyz is gone from this list. You can also say like this, original list. I can say here print original list, and here I will say my list, and then I will say here after pop, right? So if I will run it again, so you can say that the original list is this, which is having the xyz in it, and after pop operation this xyz is gone from here. So what I am trying to say here is this, by default the pop value here is -1, but if you want to remove some of extra values, just you have to say here the index number. So I want to remove the value that is present at third index, that is this is present at 0 index, 1, 2, 3. That means 45 should be gone from my original list. So if I will run it again here, so you are having here 45, 78, 89, 45, 67, 89. That's your original list. And if you can see here, you are having 45, 78 and 89. After that this 45 is gone from here. So that means if you want to remove anything by the index number, you can do it. If I will say here -1, -1, I will say -2. That means this 89 will be gone from here. Again, if you will say this 89 is gone from here, this is not present here in my list, right? So that means here you have to do the pop operation. Let's take an example. Now you don't know what's the index number of this 89. You don't know what's the index number. Let's take in one example. Let's say 67. I don't know the index number of this 67, but I want to delete the value from here. Let's take an example. One example. Suppose this is my list. In this list I am having the name of every student here. Every student's name I am having here. Now I don't know where at what index the name Aman is present in this list. I don't know where Aman is present in this list, at which index this Aman is present. Let's take an example. I am writing here Aman. I don't know what is the index number of this Aman. How can I delete this value? I know there is a one value Aman in my list, but I want to delete that Aman from here, but I don't know the index number of Aman. So how I can do it? So for that we are having something called as the remove. And in the remove function you directly say what value you have to delete here. This Aman is a string, so I have to take the Aman here. So I will say here remove. After remove, how your list is looking like. So if I will run it now again here, so here you can see that this Aman is gone from your list. This is your original list where the Aman is present, but after remove this Aman is not present here, right? Getting this point? So this is one more way, like you can remove the value from here. One is pop is removing just by the index numbers. You have to tell the index number. In the remove function you don't need to tell the index number, just tell me the value, directly tell me the value. As I told here, this Aman, I can say here 45, right? If I'm saying 45, remove the 45 from here, so I will say here, and this 45, first occurrence of a 45 is being removed from here. Getting this point? Okay, now one more thing. If I try okay, we are talking about the these deletes. One more is over there, that's delete itself, right? That's delete itself. I can say something like this, delete, and if I want to delete this 45 here, this 45 here, so I can say delete, sorry, what is the name of my list? I will say my list, go to my list and go to index number this one. What is the index number of this 45? Not this 45. This 45 is present at index number 0. I have to go to this index number, that's this 45. So at the time, what I will say, index number 0, index number 1, index number 2, and index number 3. That's my index number 3, which is coming after 89. Now if I will run this here, this 45 has been removed from my list. Getting this point? And this is the one of the another way using which you can delete any kind of element by index numbers, right? So here, one more thing I will show you. Let's try with one more thing. We are having something called as clear. I will say my list dot clear, right? And if I'm just writing like this, my list dot clear. Now if I will run it, and you can see here after remove, I can see here after clear, the list that you are having is having no elements in it, right? That means when you are using the clear, so at that time what it is doing is, whatever the values that are present in this list, all those values are being removed, right? That means this list becomes now empty list. Getting this point? Just visualize it. But if I will do something like this, I am saying delete my list. Delete my list, and if I am running it now, so here you can see the error. Why is the error? It is saying my list is not defined. So here when you are trying to print the original list, so original list be printed. When you are saying delete my list, so at this point what is happening, that this whole list along with its name has been removed from your memory block. That means this my list doesn't exist in your memory block. These values, they are also deleted. This name my list is also being deleted, which is not the case with the clear. In the clear, if you are saying clear, it is just removing the items but keeping the list as it is, just removing the values from here, right? And here you are getting kind of an empty string. But if you are doing delete my list, it is just deleting all the items from here, the list. Along with that, it's also deleting the occurrence of a list as well. Getting this point? One more thing, let's see a couple of more things. So suppose if this is my list, in this list I want to add some more elements. Let's take an example. If this is the list of students, some new student joined our class. Now what I have to do is I have to add that person to the list again. So there is something called as the append. By which you can add some new elements to your list. You can see here as well, it is saying append objects at the end of a list, right? So here if I am saying append here, add new element, that's v, right? So if I will say here, so after append, and when I am running this program, this v has been added at the end of this list, right? So this is the append. That means whatever the value you will be providing here, that value will be inserted at the end of this list. Getting this point? What if I try to append here two values? I am saying v r, right? If I will run this, so it is throwing an error. What it's saying, list.append takes exactly one argument. That means you can pass here one argument, but how many you have given? Two arguments. That means this is not possible with the append, but we have to do it somehow. So for that we are having one more method that is called the extend, right? But in an extend, what extend is doing, it is adding the new list to the existing list. It's saying extend this list by adding elements from the iterable, right? So whatever the iterable you are having is on which you can traverse, so those elements it can add to the existing list. So what I should do here is I should do something like this here, vr, and keep the list of it, and this list, append list, this list will be added, these two elements will be added to the existing list. If I will run it, and you are getting the values here 45, 78, 89, 45, comma this, comma this, comma this. Now someone will say me, sir, why can't, if you are doing this thing, why can't we do this thing as well? I'll say append, but we are saying here we are, right? Now see what will happen here. What will happen here? Now can you see the change here? This we are present in this square braces, right? That means this whole value is present at last index, that is -1 index. But if you will see here, this r is present at minus index, this v is present at -2 index, right? Separate element. But here this whole is just one element of list. Getting this point? That is the difference. Here it is just the one element of a list. But if I am doing here extend, so that means these elements will be added separately at different locations, right? They will be added at different locations, as you can see here. V and R is being separated, different location, but here they are present at one single location. Okay. Okay. So what if you want to try? Set. Let's say I'm having here these values, right? So I am saying something like this. Let's say this is my thing here. I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, right? If you will see here 1, 2, 3, I forgot here 4 to insert a 4 here, right? So if you want to add something on some particular location, but you don't want like some changes that are data present here, you don't want to change them, you will say, sir, can we do something like this? Let's do the insert by the index value. I will say, and this 4 I have to insert here at the 5th location, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, that means it is index number 3rd. At index number 3rd, what I have to do is I have to keep here 4, right? So if I run it, so what you can see here, 5 is gone from here, which I don't want. What I want is, since rest of the things are correct, just I want to add one more element here at this location, and rest of the thing should be as it is. So for that we are having something called as insert, right? And insert, you have to tell me the two values. Where you wanna insert? I wanna insert at index number 3rd. What you wanna insert? I want to insert over there this 4, right? Now if I will run it, so you can see here 1, 2, 3, 5, but here in the this new list, what it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest of the things are same as it is, right? So you can use the insert here as well. Okay, got it? Okay, there is one more thing. Let's say if I am having the list, and the list is having the values like this, 56. Okay, let's say the small values. I'll say something like this, 2, 5, 1, 8, 0, 6, right? These are my certain values here. What if I want to sort those values in an ascending order? Like I should get like this 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, like in some order, ascending order or a descending order. So for that we are having something called as the sort. Right? And now if I will run it, I will say here after sort, and if I will run this, the output that you are getting is in a sorted order, that is 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, right? That means by default, if you want something like vice versa, you don't want in a ascending order, you want in a descending order, that's say 8, 6, 5, 2, 1. So here this sort is having something called as a reverse, and you can say reverse is equal to true. So at the time, so it will give you the vice versa of it. So you will get something like this, 8, 6, 5, 2, 1, 0, you will get in the descending order, right? Getting it? So more methods are here. These are just the basic ones that you need to remember, and in the next class we'll be seeing something new here. Thank you.